And speaking of Trump, y'all know Trump did a speech a couple weeks ago. It was the speech where he talked about like if I was a on the NBA, I mean a WNBA team, I would go get LeBron to play on my team and tell him, ask him, did he want to be a woman because he would be the greatest female basketball player ever. We had the greatest team; they would never lose. All that. That same speech, he talked about a lot of stuff. It was like a 2 hour speech, and I didn't see a lot of it make too much noise. But his supporters were excited that he was out here doing whatever. But I will say I did hear something like, and it really made me think because Trump said it, and he was mainly was talking about how terrible Democratic run cities are doing, and how they're not tough enough on crime, and how they need to support police more. And then it hit me because I wouldn't I have been voting Democrat my whole life, but I really wouldn't consider myself a Republican or a Democrat. I'm more like have been voting Democrat because just being loyal to what I was raised to think I was supposed to do politically. That's done. But let me just tell you what I was thinking. So in my head, I'm like, that doesn't make sense that he would say that they're not tough on crime. Every city I ever lived in was run by Democrats, and they were pretty much like police were super rough on the citizens in those cities. And I'm like, the largest police forces in America are Democratic run cities. The largest budgets in American policing are in Democratic run cities. The largest jails that house the most people in America are in Democratic run cities. Now, I'm not talking about prisons that are state run. I'm talking about jails in a city, meaning, or, you know, a location that's a municipal jail. And the reason I bring that up is because the Democratic leadership would be the ones promoting the filling of those jails. Let me just, and I don't like the fact that we fall for this whole thing. Like the Democrats and Republicans are playing good cop, bad cop. They're on the same team. So when Republicans get out here and say how Democrats are so weak on crime and all this type of stuff, it makes them, it makes Republicans look like they're tough on crime and Democrats are too lax. So when Democrats try to win those moderate voters, they beef up. They beef up law enforcement. And that only makes the cities that they already run, because they're already running cities that have a lot of police versus citizen negative interaction. It makes them ramp up budgets. It makes them ramp up law enforcement activity. And it makes the city's relationship with the police even worse. And it's like they fought. I can't say they fought for it. I say they're all working together. Let me just tell y'all let me just run it down real quick, because I'm not making it up that the largest jails and all that stuff is in Democratic run cities. Let me tell y'all, the 5 largest jails in local jails in the United States, right? Los Angeles, number 1, with 19,800 inmates. Number 2, Rikers Island in New York City, 13,849 inmates. Harris County Jail, which is Houston, Texas, 10,000 inmates. Cook County Jail, which is Chicago, Illinois, 9,900 inmates. And Maricopa County Jail, which is in Phoenix, Arizona, is 9,200 or 9,265 inmates. All 5 of those cities have Democratic leadership. Now, okay, who cares that they have Democratic leadership, right? Let me tell you about the police budgets and the top 5 cities' police budgets, right? Because they say Democrats are too lax on crime, they don't support the police. Okay, well, let me tell you the top 5 cities and the spending on police. The number 1 city is Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore has the highest per capita price tag, spending $840 per citizen on its city police department. The total budget was $549 million for Baltimore. Number 2, Wilmington, Delaware, spent $825 per resident in 2020. Total department budget was $59,800,000. Washington, D.C., spent $744 per resident on police. The city allocated $655 million for its department. Number 4, Newark, New Jersey, spent $737 per resident on police. The department budget was $208 million. And number 5 being Bridgeport, Connecticut, $102.3 million. They spent $706 per resident, right? And I just want to say number 6 because New York City is egregious. Number 6 is New York City. The NYPD cost the city $626 per resident. The department budget was the largest in the country at more than $11 billion. Every city I just named on that list of cities that spend the most money on their police force, they all have Democratic mayors. So the largest police forces have Democratic mayors. The cities with the largest jails, Democratic mayors. And the cities that spend the most money on policing, cities with Democratic mayors. And good cop, bad cop is in full effect, and we fall for it every time. A lot of black people live in major cities, major metropolitan areas, New York and LA and Chicago and Houston being some of those cities, right? And we say there's police brutality. The racist Republicans keep on making, and I'm not pro-Republican, I'm not pro either one of them, but this is what we say. The racist Republicans keep on promoting all these racist police officers, and they keep on beating us up, and they keep on brutalizing us, they keep on killing us. Yet, it's the Democratic side spending all this money on these people, and it's the Democratic side filling these jails up with us. I mean, we got to think about this. Yet, so the Republicans are the mouthpiece for a certain type of activity as it relates to criminal justice in this country, and then the Democrats actually carry it out covertly. Good cop, bad cop. It's disgusting. It's nasty, man. And they really squeaked it past us. I won't say they squeaked it past a lot of us, because a lot of us don't realize when we support a party, what we're supporting. As far as black voters go, we are mostly loyal to the party until we see the entire black American, group switch over. We all tend to move together. Like when black people switched from Republican Party 60 years ago to Democrat, it was a huge shift together. We all moved together, and we're not really voting our interests, we're voting our group collectively for whatever reason. So I just want us to keep that in mind, man, when we go forward making some of these political decisions that we make. It's a good cop, bad cop thing going on, man. One side being the mouthpiece and the other side being the executors. Republicans don't even run big cities well. Where most black people that live around the country, we mostly live in big cities, right? That's where most of our population is. And most of the big cities are not run by Republicans. So whenever we talk about, the city is doing this and they're allowing this to happen, gentrification and police brutality and, environmental racism, all this type of stuff it's not the people that we call our enemy. It's the people that we keep on voting for that's promoting it.